I, you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry
Yeah.
that I interrupted your romantic language that everybody understands here in this space. But I wanted to officially kick off our meeting of Apprentice Worldwide, the Broward edition. So this is very exciting for me because we obviously have had the Miami team for 6.5 years, but the Broward team is fairly new. And the first one that raised his hand to say, I am here whenever you need me, was my good friend and ex-colleague, Erik Horsch. And Erik, you know, you have an interesting story, also of growth in your career. If you want, I know that you have to repeat yourself now a little bit, but if you want, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself and how you came here and, you know, how we met and, you know, a little bit about your interest in mentoring people. So I'll leave you the floor.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. So for those of you that weren't here earlier, my name is Erik Horsch. I got to tell you, hearing your guys' kind of plans for the future, you guys have a lot more figured out than I did when I was your age. My plans for the future when I was your age was more like, what bar am I going to on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, rather than actual career goals. So good for you for thinking about it. But I would urge you to always keep your mind open to the possibilities, because you never know what'll fall at your footsteps as this thing happen in your career. So just always keep an open mind to ideas and things that people are doing. So my background, I'm from Minneapolis originally. I moved here in 2010. And Amanda, by the way, Minneapolis is further north than Toronto. I don't know if you knew that or not. I went to a mid-sized Catholic university in St. Paul, Minnesota, University of St. Thomas, and started working at Wells Fargo while I was there as a teller. Got promoted to a personal banker while I was still in college, mostly because I couldn't balance my cash drawer, but I was really good at sales. So they decided instead of firing me, they'd promote me. And I kind of worked my way up at Wells Fargo through the treasury management department, or treasury management sales. And what that is essentially is just helping businesses with their cash inflows, cash outflows, their reconciliation, their short-term investment strategy. There's other stuff that falls within it as well, but I don't want to bore you all too much. But got into that over the phone in Minneapolis, and I had the opportunity to move down to Florida in 2010 and work with local customers face to face, which was great. Did that for a couple of years, and then went and took a quick vacation over at Fifth Third Bank. We're dealing with larger companies, so companies between like 50 million to 2 billion in revenue, and helping them with their domestic treasury strategies. And got a call from someone I knew at Wells Fargo, who's actually in HR now. So Amanda, if you ever want to meet somebody at Wells Fargo at HR that's pretty high up, I could make an introduction there. But he called me to see if I wanted to come back and do international consulting for Wells. And so went back to Wells for about 4.5 years, something like that. And that's actually where I met Hernan. So at the time, Hernan was a business development officer within the global banking group. And then I was supporting him and other bankers on the international cash management strategies. And just like I said before, just all about inflows of cash, outflows of cash, how to reconcile transactions. Obviously, when you go international, it becomes much more complex, but we spend a lot of time together looking at different opportunities and working together. And unfortunately, back in October of 2018, Wells Fargo decided to downsize my group. So I got laid off. I was laid off for about 6 months and found an opportunity with Synovus under my boss, Catherine Weislogel is her name. And she's been a great mentor to me. And she's really helped me to kind of spread my wings and understand what my potential is within the organization. It's been a great experience. Like I said before, I'm currently doing a couple of different things. So I'm wearing multiple hats at the bank. Part of it is just revenue strategy around how to differentiate ourselves in the market from a cash management standpoint. I also manage a few consultants, one specific to looking at short-term liquidity strategies for companies, another one for just more technical treasury consulting when it gets into more of the IT stuff you guys are talking about that is a foreign language to me, and how to communicate in more like API and direct connect type formats. And then another group that deals with international, mostly trade finance and foreign exchange sales. And so I work with all those groups, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure, Hernan, if there's something else you wanted me to mention. Personally, I'm married. I've got 2 young children, one that turns 2 on Sunday. We're actually going to go out on the Keys for the weekend. We'll see how the storm kind of treats us for that. And then I've got a 4-year-old daughter who's the one who's been poking me on the shoulder, trying to get my attention. It only happens when I'm on video calls. Otherwise, she doesn't want anything to do with me. So, so you guys get to be part of that. So thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. And I'm used to this, kids interrupting all the time because, mine are teenagers already, but they keep interrupting me with other stuff like TikToking. But it's okay. And talking about TikToking and media. So I want to introduce you to, a guy that I admired a lot because he has the tenacity and the perseverance to go after his dreams, and he's still fighting for them. Even after 40, you keep, continuing with your dreams. But this guy is, very creative. He likes to, he's in movies and a producer and animation, and he has a series called Hialeah, and he produced his own movie, which was in the theaters in Puerto Rico. It's in Netflix and all these places. And, I got the privilege of getting to know him. Believe it or not, I got to know him later on in my life, but this is my brother, Javier. Javier, why don't you tell us about, I did spoil the surprise a little bit, but why don't you tell us a little bit more about your career?
Hi, everybody. Javier, Mayol, obviously. That's right. I met her now later in life. We have the same wonderful dad. And yeah, I was actually on the other spectrum. I knew what I wanted to do with my life back in the 4th grade. Like I already knew I wanted to do film. And I wanted to write. I wanted to do film. So obviously, I grew up in Puerto Rico, and I went to and when I was going to high school, I was going to go to college. Because I didn't have, I had the opportunity to go to New York or LA, but obviously it was going to be a little too expensive to go. So I was doing my research, and I went to Orlando. I went to UCF there in Orlando, and back when I went, it was 1999. So I don't know if you guys have heard. I mean, obviously it's been so many years, but the Blair Witch Project the producers were from UCF. So the school blew up at that point when I was there, because they were riding off the success of Blair Witch Project. I knew I wanted to do film, so I didn't really test the waters on anything else. I graduated with a film degree and a minor in screenwriting, and then obviously the hard work started, because once you graduate, they don't tell you how hard it is to get into the business in any format, whether it be writing, whether it be directing or editing, which I pretty much do writing, editing, and producing, mostly editing and writing, with the producing on focusing on trying to do produce more producing. So I was lucky enough that I took the initiative. There was so it would probably be something like this nowadays, but back then this person came to talk to our school, and he gave his presentation on the business, and I just like, I need to talk to him afterwards. And everybody left, everybody wanted to go home, and I said, I'm going to go talk to him and see, and said, hey, do you have an internship? I'll do anything. And he said, call this person and talk to them, and they'll let you, and let's see what we can do. And luckily I started interning for the Universal production group in Orlando. So that's where I got my first taste of real production. I was there for a few years, and then I got the opportunity to go work in Tampa and Los Angeles on the Punisher with John Travolta back in 2004. So that's where I learned a lot of the business and how hard it is, and the little details and the little relationship that you have to build to make sure that you find success in that business. I became friends with the editor. I became friends with the production supervisor. I became friends with the producers, Gail Ann Hurd, who produced Terminator and The Walking Dead. I made sure that I was there, anything they needed. I was a production assistant, so I was lowest of the low, but I was the last one to leave, and I try to be the first one there, but the editor was always there before me for some reason. So I don't think he ever left. I was lucky enough to then work in Rock of Ages down here in Miami. So that was my my introduction to a $100 million budget film, which was a completely different monster as the one that I had worked before. But again, built relationships through there. And then I started thinking, it's like, if I'm going to do this, if I want to do what I'm going to do, I want to be able to produce my own film. So I met a friend down here in Miami. He's also where I live now in Hialeah. And we decided, all right, let's write a film, let's make it. So in 2014, we decided, all right, well, we have the script, what are we going to do now? And the first thing we thought about back then was Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and all these things were becoming very popular to try to finance these projects. And luckily enough, we raised $45,000 to do our first feature, which was it was called Love and Hostages. And that is not on Netflix, it's on Amazon Prime. So if you guys have Amazon Prime, it's there. You guys can watch it. It's a romantic comedy. That's okay. Hopefully one day it'll be on Netflix, but for now it's on Amazon Prime. It's a romantic comedy. It's 96 minutes. It's a cute little story. So and yeah, like Hernan said, and one of my best moments of my entire career was coming back home and showing that film in theaters, which is basically what I've been doing my entire childhood, going to those theaters, and then all of a sudden going there to see my own film was about the one of the happiest moments of my life, including my marriage and the birth of my two kids. So then we started. After that, we decided, all right, let's start working on the next project, and we did, as Hernan said, the series Hialeah. And if you're here in Florida, which I'm guessing all of you are, you know how crazy Hialeah can be. I live in Hialeah. I didn't know much about Hialeah until about 5 or 6 years ago when I started researching for the project. And we created 6 episodes that are on YouTube, on the Hialeah series YouTube page. You can check it out. And it's basically, we've gotten a lot of positive reviews. We had a premiere in downtown Hialeah. We had about 900 people show up to the premiere, so very excited about that. And of course, we were in the middle of trying to get a few more projects off the ground when unfortunately COVID hit. In my business, owning my own production company, you have to evolve really quick. So we decided, okay, we can't shoot anything, so there's no physical production. So I have written, I've been writing throughout my entire life. I have over 10 scripts that I've written, and we decided, all right, let's do animation. So that's how I started working on creating this animation project called Adopted by Aliens. So now that the focus has changed, okay, how can we do production when we can't physically do production? All right, well animation is the answer, and that's what we've been doing lately. And I've been, and obviously as a writer, you never stop writing. I'm working on a book of another animation, so I keep myself busy and having to adjust what my goals are going to be based on the fact that the future is uncertain of when production is gonna come around. So I still deal with calls every day to try to, because obviously it's always a work in process to try to find financing for these projects. That can still be done through COVID. People still enjoy going to watching movies at home. Hopefully they'll go back to watching movies in the theaters in the future. And when that happens, then I have to readjust my thinking of what's the next step going to be in trying to get my productions off the ground. So it's an ever evolving business. Obviously now streaming is the big thing. There's a lot more opportunities for production, for entertainment, because there's so many options now out there. So the good thing is that and obviously I'm not sure if anybody's there who's here is interested in entertainment and filmmaking or TV, but the good thing is no matter what's been going on with COVID, people still need entertainment, people still need content. So there's always room for growth. And that's about it. So if anybody have any questions, let me know.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. By the way, one of the things that I'll say, these people are my friends, right? I already know them. I already have them on LinkedIn. If you don't have them on LinkedIn, please connect with them. They're your mentors, not mine, okay? And by the way, all of them are your mentors. Don't be choosing one over another. All of them are your mentors, because we can always learn from each other, different industries. You know, I know a lot of bankers, but I get bored easily. So nothing personal to Erik, but I do get bored with too many bankers. That's why I love listening to the stories of our clients and learning about what they do. And, you know, it's fascinating. I'm also a movie buff, and obviously I love entertainment. So Javier just happens to, you know, be around me. So I get more excited about all the stuff that he's doing, and, you know, his production company, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on for some of the interns that are in that industry that had some questions for you. So I know this other person that I met along the way. I actually met this person through an ex-colleague of mine at Bank of America, who was the owner of a trading company. And I met, you know, Erik, and we immediately hit it off because we have a similar drive and personality. Of course, I do it more on the finance side, but he does it in the entrepreneurial side. And you know, I don't from a lot of the people that I know, Erik is the one that I probably you know, from the people that I know, this is the guy that does most things at the same time. So I think I do a lot of things. Erik does 20,000 things at the same time, but he does it and he's successful at it. And, you know, the funny thing is he sees opportunities everywhere, right, Erik? So why don't you talk about, you know, you and your drive and what you're doing, help these people here with a little bit of your story. He's coming. I see. He's Amaseus Boxney. That's Erik Schummer. Can't hear you yet, buddy. Oh.
You hear me?
Ahora sí. Now I can hear you.
Okay. I just want to say that you also get bored with non-bankers. And well, everybody, nice to see you here. And always a pleasure to work with Hernan on his initiatives, especially, you know, regarding trying to give you guys support and share experiences and maybe opportunities. And I think what Hernan just said about me, it's a curse, not a blessing. It's probably a result of my ADD, but hey, we play with the cards that God gave us, right? So yes, I've been an entrepreneur for many years. I have been involved in industrial concerns, procurement, global procurement, also supply chain, and always involved in technology projects, which I like, and I always try to stay abreast of innovations. Currently, we are actually launching, I'm going to call it a startup, but I guess I'm too old to be doing startups, so, but it's a new venture. And it revolves around the fact that we have a new revolution in Industry 4.0, and I think we are in the stage of the technology that I call confusion, where there is, once you Google something and you have 4 million responses, that's confusion. And so we are in the process of launching a software as a service for Internet of Things focused on industrial concerns. like facilities management and air conditioning, electrical predictive maintenance, and fundamentally to focus on saving money, creating efficiencies for business that are looking to gain visibility about the processes and are looking for being able to see what's going on in a more intelligent way. And especially now with COVID, things like video conferencing, which took corporations months maybe to contract, and now they do it in weeks. I think owners of factories and many other concerns are recognizing the need to be able to see without being there or to be more efficient about how they go about doing things. And I think big back-end solutions like analytics, reporting, business intelligence, predictive maintenance, algorithms is what provides value to that data that it's running inside the companies without no one really benefiting from what they provide. So I think it's a good time for that. And in order to get this all together, just to give you an idea, we're assembling a company. I partnered with a large Indian concern that is specialized in industrial automation. Also, I picked another US company, so we have somebody that speaks good English. We're setting up partnerships in Latin America. I signed agreements with open source platforms and sensors. So in essence, it's like stitching a company together. And now I need to add to that sales, marketing, website, and all this good stuff, which is why we're hiring interns and new people and across the board so that we can get all this put together as quickly as possible. And I think that needs to be connected to e-commerce. It has to be connected to seamless and quick starter implementation so that you can do this process without too much complication, so that you can get started with something and then move higher in the curve until, you know, eventually you get both technologically and culturally where you need to be to really benefit from this kind of stuff. I started with voice over IP, 20 years ago. Actually, I applied for the patent of collecting a bill over the internet. There was no internet. We launched one of the first portals for billing over the internet. There was no billing. We launched the first video, the first voice conferencing software in the world when there were over dial-up. There was no bandwidth for this kind of stuff. So, back then we got used to invent everything and do everything. You guys are talking about Python and this side and the other side. And we had to do the programming of the login routines because those modules don't exist. So nowadays you program in a completely different fashion. Your mindset is more modular in the way you approach your programming. The philosophies for programming are more like quick development, try, keep running. I am overwhelmed about the amount of websites for e-commerce and for marketing and for 200 different ways of organizing your strategies around marketing. In the end, it's a race to be out there selling and selling efficiently and providing value to clients, which is something that will never change. So that's a bit of where we are.
Excellent. Well, I know creativity has a lot to, it's a lot of what you offer from the very beginning, right? Coming up with new and creating where people were just stagnant. So that shows a lot, of the path that can happen to all of you if you start getting more creative and getting the knowledge of the technical knowledge to get you there. But most importantly, the creativity and the flexibility, right, which is important. Thank you. We'll go back to the mentors because I know you guys are going to have questions, but I want to introduce to you a very dear good friend of mine. Where we are basically, she's like if we were born together. Ydalmis and I are so alike that it's like my sister. So much so that she runs the Women's Leadership Network for Apprentice Worldwide, where women have the opportunity to share their lives together and grow in leadership tactics and leadership and life in general in a deeper, more meaningful way. And I'm so proud of her. I don't want to steal the thunder for Ydalmis, but I know you're also in Broward, right? So I said you're in the right group. Ydalmis, why don't you share a little bit about you?
Sure. Hi, everybody. This is Ydalmis. So I'm so glad to be part of this group, especially managing those, well, not managing, but mentoring all those ladies in the Women Leader Network. I met Hernan 4 years ago, and I'm coming from the pharmaceutical industry, medical devices and biotechnology. So I've been there for 25 years in that industry, and 5 years ago I started my own business in business coaching. So I'm right now I'm dedicated fully to business coaching. I have an online course. I wrote a book. I have like 2 more projects this year, and I know that some of you are looking to this mirror and saying, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to do something new in my life. I want to be my own boss. I want to manage my own time. And I think this is great. But my recommendation and my suggestion for you is that always be responsible. Be sure that you are committed with yourself. I think that is important if you are a woman. Understand where we are, and we are capable to do everything in life. So regardless your environment, regardless where you're coming from, I have my boyfriend. We live together for almost 5 years. I have 2 kids, one that just graduated from biology in UCF, and another girl that she is 8 years old, and my boyfriend's daughter that we have the full custody here too. So she's 15, and this is amazing because sometimes we see that we have so many things, you know, like we are responsible to, and we postpone or be procrastinating our time because we don't have time. But at the end of the day, it's just what you want to do in life. So I'm never gonna stop. My projects are unstoppable. I look forward every time that I finish one project, what is the next? And I continue doing my follow-ups in everything in life that I'm doing. And I'm so glad to be here because I think that we want to be an example. We have to lead as an example. And that's why Hernan is here. The other mentors are here to support you. And you can find me in LinkedIn. You can go to my website, ydalmiscarrasco.com or .com, as you said. And the good thing is, like, we should never stop. And we should have always those dreams come true in our life, and be sure that you never underestimate your capabilities, because we are capable to do everything in life. So I'm so happy to be here, Hernan. So thank you so much for inviting me. You know that I'm here every time that you mention we have a meeting, let's do the Zoom and be out there. Probably I'm not the whole entire 2 hours or how long it is, but I'm always beside you. Whatever you need, you know that you can count on me. And congratulations for everything that you are doing. I'm so proud of you too, and I'm so happy to be here and support you guys. Kisses and bless you.
Thank you, Ydalmis. So, you know, our work is never done, but in this stage of our lives, you know, we're enjoying the goodness of having good people around us, and so much joy. You know, people always forget that the essence of what we do is really to build relationships more than anything else, right? The rest, the technical stuff you'll learn, and then the soft skills you'll learn if you stick with us. I'm sure that you'll learn as well. But the relationship that you build, it's a lifetime. And if you don't believe me, you know, there's Valeria and Daniel and all the associates that have been with us 4 or 5 years. And if I compare them to when they started to where they are now, you know, I have recordings of them when they started. They were so, you know, they were a little hesitant, right, at the beginning. and now you see them talking and they don't stop talking, right? Because they're happy, they're confident, they're doing what they want to do, and they might not have a job here and there, but your job doesn't define you, right? Sometimes we have a job, sometimes we don't have a job, but that doesn't define who you are. You are who you are. You know, the essence of you continues, right? And jobs come and go, and positions will come and go, but you will remain, and your friends will remain, right? We don't. If you have good friends, that's what's going to happen, right? So when I was without a job, you know, I counted on people here, and they supported me. I actually worked with Erik in his blockchain initiative, and we had so much fun together, right? And so again, sometimes we make money, sometimes we don't make money, but who cares? At the end of the day, you know, if the money is a byproduct to allow us to do other things that we really like, right? So thank you, Ydalmis. Thank you for taking care of our women, our leaders as well. Thank you. There's two people that I wanted to, I know they're on the phone, but let me see if they say hi. I know Manuel Mejia, who was one of my first supporters, you know, good friend, family friend from Puerto Rico. He's in wealth management. I know you're there because I see your name. So Manuel, can you say a few words? Probably trying to figure out where the button is. No, he couldn't figure it out. How about Astrid Escobar, my good friend and ex-colleague? Are you there? Another woman leader. No?
I think they're muted.
They are muted. Astrid.
Hi, everyone.
Manuel, there you go.
Hi.
There we go. I just wanted to make sure. How's everybody doing today?
Good. Go
Can you
ahead,
hear me
Astrid. Ladies first.
Ladies first.
No, go ahead, Manuel. Please, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Astrid, please.
All right. I wanted to say hi to everyone. And Hernan, thank you as always for keeping me connected to this amazing organization that you have and this network of friends. And as you said, some of them have become family. I know that I'm one of those, like el hijo prodigioso, you know, sometimes I go and sometimes I come, but I'm always welcome back into this amazing family. I've known Hernan now for over 8 years, and one day when we have more time, we'll tell our funny story of how I ended up back in Miami, where it's home. I work for Bank of America for the global treasury services on the implementation side. It's a lot of work. You wouldn't think that we're having a pandemic. Everyone's so busy. It's throughout the years at the bank, when Hernan was there, it was very fun. Right now, we still, even through the distance, we're able to stay connected with the family, with the work family. Just glad to be here with you guys. Same thing. Stay focused. There are things to be done out there. There are jobs, there are things to do. So as we're all adjusting, you guys probably are adjusting faster and better than some of us that were not always so technologically advanced. But just stay out there making connections, attending these types of events that give you the opportunity to network, to keep building your skills. I haven't been too involved lately, but I do see the messages, and I see how if anybody does something and becomes either has a success, Hernan is always able to highlight it. This is something you could never put any value on. An organization such as this is something you will never imagine how much value it has. Well, glad to be here. Glad to see you all again, and some new faces too, definitely.
Thank you. Viva Colombia. We have to talk. I need a mentor in Medellin, by the way. Remind me.
Okay.
We have to talk about that.
I will do.
Sorry, Manuel. I mean, the skinny Santa.
No, there's no stories. Don't worry. I'm glad to be here. I've known Hernan, well, his brothers, his dad for quite some time. He's an awesome guy, super professional, great dad, great friend. And what he's been doing with Apprentice it's just fantastic. It's amazing. He's full of energy, full of positive, complete positive mind, positive heart. It's been 5 years. I moved from Puerto Rico. He gave me a helping hand, you know. So in terms of your careers, stick with, you know, with the plan. Have a plan, stick to it. You'll find the job if you're not working right now. We're going through a quarantine, so keep on studying, keep on reading. You know, you got Google, you got YouTube. There's so much information out there that you could keep on training, keep on getting ready. So as like Hernan said, sometimes we got a job, sometimes we don't, and life moves on, life goes on. So don't be discouraged, and you have a great group here. You know, call anyone, talk, you know, be sincere. You know, everybody's in the same boat in a way. So don't feel shy to express yourself and ask, because by asking is, you know, it's the best way to find out and solve things. So I have a lot more to say, but I don't want to take you more of your time. So it's a pleasure being here. Keep listening to Hernan, and you'll be successful. Thank you.
So thank you, Manuel. Brother, it's not about me. You know that. So it's just, I appreciate your friendship. And most importantly, I mean, you see, guys, I mean, this is not rocket science, right? These are very successful individuals, but most importantly, they're my friends, right? And hopefully you'll be able to build these relationships with each other, and also with the mentors as well. You know, these people are here and have been here for many years to support all of you. And we have, you know, wonderful times together professionally, and we hang out, you know, so it's really a great forum. And by the way, Astrid and Manuel are in the well, Manuel is Puerto Rican, but he's in the Miami team with Astrid, so the neighbors to the south. So back to Broward, okay? And I want to go back to flip over here. Both Eriks, if whoever wants to start, any advice to these folks on, you know, I know that it's COVID time is desperate times, right? People can't find jobs. They don't know what the heck to do. You know, they're looking around, seeing that nobody's getting a job, nobody's buying anything. What advice can you give people? You know, I know you guys have been through a lot in your careers, down times and good times. What hope can you give my friends?
Well, hope is a big word.
Doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah. I mean, what I would just tell you, like I said before, just stay kind of agile, stay flexible, keep your eyes on your plan, but also keep your eyes on opportunities that spring up, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have an opportunity that comes up, but you're so set to the plan you have in place that you may walk past something that could bring you in the direction you want to go. As a way of a story, so at the bank I work at right now, the COO's name is Kevin Blair, and so he always shares stories about different opportunities that he passed up in his careers. Now, of course, he's the COO of a $50 billion bank in assets, so he's done pretty well for himself. But he walked away from a couple of startups that he felt pretty solid about, but it didn't give him a solid income. And those 3 startups that he walked away from ended up, you know, selling to large, like Google type companies for millions upon billions of dollars in some cases. And so even at that level, he kind of tells the same story. If you find an opportunity that you're passionate about and you think is worth your time and your while, don't worry so much about the money that you'll make in the short term. Think about the success and the just the happiness, I guess, in the long term. If there's something that really kind of calls your name and sings to you from a just future development standpoint. So that's one thing I'd say. And the other thing I'd say is I'm about as transparent as they come. So I am happy to work with all of you, have individual conversations. I think I've offered it on the I'm sorry, my daughter's yelling at me right now. Offered it before through the messaging service, but take me up on it, and I'm happy to get one-on-one and just get to know you guys better. And no topic or issue is off limit. So feel free to come to me with anything. I'm more than happy to talk through it, whether it be career or personal or whatever it happens to be. I've seen a lot in my life, so happy to share some of that quote unquote wisdom with anyone who wants to hear it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think that like in my case, for instance, I took the opportunity of the whole COVID thing to on the contrary, I figured this pause was good to launch something. So, I've been for the past couple of months preparing all the stuff, which is about ready to go. And like I said, I mean, Hernan gave me a great place the other day to look for interns. I'm hiring people in Upwork, in Workana, and what have you, for different kinds of activities. And, some of you are in marketing, some of you are in programming. I mean, in my particular case, I could even probably use some of you if we get to know you better. But the point that he was making before, it's very valid in the sense that we have millions of people now looking for a job. You need to figure out how are you going to stand out? How are you going to sell yourself? And I think the best way to do that is to make, to the extent that you can, obviously, a small investment in getting yourself involved with something you want. This, for example, that you're doing today, being here with us with you, it's a step in the right direction, and it's a kind of effort that might pay off. And you need to do more and more of that, so that it's about relationships. It's about who you know. It's about your value and the opportunity to show your value and showcase your value. And I think you need to try to make it so that, the two get together. And like in Spanish, we say, juntar el hambre con las ganas de comer. And so, like I said, like he said also, I'm completely available for one-on-ones or any meeting you want to have about your particular ideas, and we can probably see how can we push you in one or the other direction.
Thank you, Erik. Guys, one of the things that go ahead.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say, you mentioned internships, and you never know what comes up out of an internship or temporary job. I was married and had to move around a lot, and everywhere I went in with the idea, okay, no, the next job is going to be the right one. And sometimes it's not about finding the right job, but it's about making the job that you find the right one. So sometimes you have to be resilient and start with something like a temp job, but make it your own. And that's how I ended up in banking. I always loved trade, but had never really thought of working in banking. I always thought it was, I would be on a different side of trade. And when I went to Boston, ended up having to kind of shift paradigms and how I was thinking about what I wanted to do in the future. Ended up working in banking and then left it for many, many years and came back when I came back to Miami. So resilience is very important, especially in times like this. As Ydalmis mentioned at the beginning, just keep going, keep driving. You do have to demonstrate what that you are determined right now, and for in the future is not the smartest, it's not the guy that always made the A's at school, it's the guy that worked the hardest. So just keep trying, keep working at it. There's people out there. I know there's career. I mean, there you can still make a career, and sometimes you just have to rethink. That sometimes there's not a straight path to success. Just adjust your not your goals. You know, your goals are to be successful, to be happy, to be independent, to be, so those will still be there. It's just how you achieve those things that are intangible, that we sometimes don't think about them being the most important things, but that they really are. And so satisfaction and feeling just like that you can contribute, that you are doing your best, sometimes is more worth much more than you know, a salary that you might be spending anyway. So again, mind shift sometimes is important. So just wanted to add that.
Thank you. So we have 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Too. Yeah. So
Go ahead,
I want to say something about the same thing that I say to my coaching clients. It's like, this is the moment. For me, COVID-19 have been a blessing. So I know that we are facing a difficult time out there, but you have to believe in yourself and be sure that when you are facing a crisis, you have the resources and the tools to keep moving. And what I say to my clients is always, this is the moment that you have to be out there, remote, virtual, online. No matter what, the exposure is unlimited. So if you go to my any social media that you can find me, I always there. Like I post every day. I do live. I read an article and share with other people. I really be active. So this is the moment. If you all have something in your heart, a passion, a desire, probably this is the moment that you have to launch your business. The people have been saying here, I'm pretty sure you have the capability, the skill set, all the different resources around you, and you have us now. So if you have any question for me, if you want to be connected with me, be sure that I can probably share in a humble way my experience and my wisdom, and then be sure that you are in the right track. You have probably a question about what type of business is moving forward now more than ever, or what is the market that I should be my target. So all those questions is easy to answer. It's just, this is a beginning of a new era, and it's going to be different once we go back to reality. And why not? Why do not, you know, be the best of yourself and open that business that you have been always thinking about, or start doing your first pilot in something. So don't stop, keep moving, evolve. That's my favorite word, and Hernan knows that very well. So blessings, guys.
Thank you, Ydalmis. Well, we have 7 minutes. I wanted to give an opportunity for people to ask questions. Most importantly, I want to piggyback off something that you said. So now is the moment, right? I just put you in front of, I don't know how many people. If you're not connected with them, you're losing a big opportunity, right? All of them, you need to be connecting with, talking to them, reaching out to them. Build your network one leader at a time, right? That's how we build our network. That's what I'm fighting for. That's what I'm doing every day. Amanda, who's working in member services, knows we have a big plan for Apprentice Worldwide. How far are we going? You know, as far as we can. Why? Because we can, right? Because we have the drive, we have the energy, and we're building the network for who? Not for me. I already have the network, by the way. Look at my LinkedIn, right? I already have these people as my friends. So when you look around, you see what we're doing. It's for you, right? I have my family, I have my job, right? So if I do it, it's because I get up every day and I know that you guys need help. And I know that someday you will repay me by helping other people, right? Hopefully. And you start today by helping each other out, right? So you help each other out. I help you, you help each other out. Okay, how about that? Is that okay? Cool. Go like this if you agree. If you don't go like this, it's because you're not seeing me. Go like this. Awesome. Okay, any questions? So I saw a few people here that didn't introduce themselves before. Like who's here that didn't say hi? So Daniela, I see Daniela. I see Alex. Daniela.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm Daniela. I'm currently in New York. I work in banking. I do investment banking and finance. I'm on the corporate lending side, and I graduated 1 year ago from USC from business and a concentration in finance. So nice to meet you, all of you.
Excellent. And Daniela is in my realm, so I know we've been having some great conversations. She's been meeting some of my other friends, and you're doing a great job. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Alex.
Alex. Hi everybody. Pleasure to virtually meet you all, which is as good as, you know, in-person meeting on a regular month or year. But so I'm Alex. I am a student at UM, which is how I met Hernan, through AK Psi, which I'm pretty sure Christian is wearing a jersey of. Yeah. Anyway. So I'm a tech student, tech and marketing, and I ended up in a finance internship this summer, and now I am battling my passions and trying to figure out what personal path I want to take and pursue. I'm basically debating whether I want to make things or whether I want to like analyze them, if that makes sense. But I love hearing all of your experiences, and thank you for the words of encouragement. They are coming at a good time.
Thank you. And Alex is multi-talented. That's why she has an issue, right? Another one that could be my daughter. She has the same problem that I have. I want to do everything and I want to do it now, right? The problem is, but like I tell her, we got to do one thing at a time. We do two things at a time. We do both things wrong, right? We do one thing at a time. That one comes out pretty good. So let's continue. Valeria and then Ken.
Hi everyone. I got confused with the timing thing. I'm Valeria. I'm from the Mexico City team. I'm an intern right now. I'm in charge of all the educational programs of Apprentice. And I majored in political science and public administration, but I dedicate myself to human rights. So I work with refugees right now. I work as a volunteer with the UN. So thanks, Hernan, for what you said, because I've been a little bit depressed because I'm not, you know, I don't have a job that pays a lot, but it pays in other ways that money doesn't. It was a pleasure being here with all of you guys. I was just talking with Hernan a few weeks ago about like my boyfriend studying for, you know, movies and films also. And I was just telling him like, I haven't decided if getting him into Apprentice, because I don't know if there's someone in entertainment. So Javier, it's a pleasure meeting you, because you might have a lot of fun whenever he goes into Apprentice. He's just starting, but he's been working in movies in Mexico. He worked with Gravioto, which is a very famous director here. And yeah, it's a pleasure meeting you. Ydalmis, I've seen you in a lot of these meetings, and I also have you already in LinkedIn. And if I can help in anything, just let me know. And it's great to have you all as mentors.
Thank you. Ken.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Serrano, and very nice meeting you guys. I'm majoring in international business and entrepreneurship, and I also have been in the world of banking, more specific in strategy and portfolio management. And right now I'm entering a new field of career consulting, business consulting. And that's it. Very glad to be here and learn from all these mentors.
And both Valeria and Ken are in Mexico. So awesome place, which I love. By the way, if you want to hear the story of Mexico, you know, these things, all of them we record, right? So you can look at the Mexico Global Showcase and have a wonderful time with listening to all the mentors there, which are your mentors, right? And Valeria and you know, everybody there who was wonderful, giving advice as well to you, which you should, you know, all take notes. Okay. Who else am I missing? I think everybody introduced themselves. Any questions that you guys might have? Who wants to go?
I'll go first. I don't have any questions. I just would like to say that I really appreciate the advice that everyone has been given. And, you know, from an associate perspective, apprentice perspective, I also want to say that something that has helped me in the past couple months during COVID is that be aware of that you don't know what you don't know, especially if you're an apprentice. Sometimes you need to look into, you know, different things that you don't think you like, and just to see, you know, what's out there and what you can excel at. And this is something that was kind of inspired by what Ydalmis said regarding, you know, putting yourself out there, being active in social media, and just reaching out. But the advice has been pretty solid, and I really, really appreciate everyone chiming in. So.
Thank you, brother. You know, I'm very proud of you, and keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Well, guys, like I said before, we got 3 initiatives going on. You guys are in areas that might be of interest. We have landing pages, which we are proactively launching some products. We need like marketing, social media, intelligent ways to make these things be seen. We got professional drones, representation for Latin America, super exciting topic, but it's marketing, presentation, channel management, distribution, contacting, brochures, stuff like that, market research, a whole bunch of stuff. We got this whole IoT stuff, super exciting, lots of areas to shine. So, like I said, open to hear what you guys have to say.
Thank you. And by the way, most importantly, forget about the position. Just working with Erik, it's just a school by itself. You know, if you can use that opportunity when you work with Erik, just to pick on his brain, and he can open your eyes to new worlds that you didn't even know. By the way, he still talks to me about things, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Yesterday we went over the Internet of Things presentation that he had. I was like blown away by all the different industries and applicabilities of these devices, and it's just, you know, the world is changing that way, right? So again, thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. Anybody else before I close? I have to say three things before we leave. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Really quick. I would just like to say I appreciate the disposition of the mentors to give us that one-on-one opportunity to discuss future opportunities, because at least for somebody who's in my shoes, I'm starting a master's in business administration, but I haven't chosen a specific major concentration yet. And I don't have to, but, you know, if I could talk to the mentors beforehand, before signing up for the classes and having to spend that money on finding out that I don't like something, then it would be great to get the opportunity to know different fields like accounting, finances, tourism, human resources, industrial management. You know, I appreciate that they have that disposition to help people like me and people like all of us out, and figuring out our next step.
Excellent. Thank you. And go ahead. Who's
yeah, just quick. Well, Erik, I might be texting you. I mean, I know my major doesn't have to do with that, but I'm willing to learn if you might have an opportunity. I've worked with social media. I worked at my school with the gender studies department on social media, and I did really, really good. So I might be texting you later on. And thank you all for also the time, which is really important. Like, I could see the other Erik had like his kids running around the place and everything, and I think it's very cool you give us like some time of your day to advise us and to, you know, listen to us. So thank you.
I'll send you one link via the chat.
Yeah, and that, you know, this is important as well, Valeria. You know, one of the things that I want you to know is the most important thing that you need to know about Apprentice Worldwide is really that we are here for you, right? You're important to me individually, right? And you matter to me a lot. So, you know, if we need to move mountains, we do it because because you're good people, right? We filter you somehow. You come to our lives somehow, but you're here, right? And we are, like I always say to my my church friends, I say the same things. I say we're strategically placed like a lighthouse, right? To shine the light wherever we are, right? The good thing about the internet is that we're shining in more places. But by the way, the people in Fort Lauderdale and Broward, they have an opportunity to hang out with each other. Now there's more people in Mexico as well for you. So again, the love keeps spreading, and we are here. The more people are here to support you. So again, sigue pa'lante. Okay, before I leave, I want to say 3 things. Number 1, thank you for the mentors for taking of their time. Again, like Valeria said, 5 minutes of your time means the world to all the associates. Number 2, we're celebrating International Intern Day. So I want to thank Dia and Tara, who are here, have been with me for the past 2 months. They did a marvelous job. They're finishing their presentations, which will be shared with the mentors for feedback on their specific areas. And hopefully you can point them in the right directions for jobs, right? Because they want to get a little job somewhere in their areas that they're doing. So please, hand of applause to my interns. I'm holding the phone, so I got to do it with one hand. Woohoo! Woo! And then 2 more things. Argentina, Thursday, in Español. We have already 7 mentors that signed up for our event on Thursday. Con los Ches, que los adoro mucho. Some of my best friends are also there. These are senior executives for major companies that happen to be in Argentina. We got my tocayo, Hernan Portugal, who runs Go Music, which is a virtual reality concert company that does events. We got Martin, who used to run operations for the largest retailer in Latin America. We got coaches, we got bankers, we got everything. So the only thing is, at the beginning, we're gonna say hi, right, for 15, 20 minutes, and then it's gonna be in Español. So those that speak Spanish can come a little later. Those that speak English might have to come a little earlier. But that's gonna be at 7:30, 8 o'clock next Thursday. I'm gonna send you the information. The other thing is the Millennial Career Expo. Write the date down. This is very important. We're gonna have over 50 mentors that are there for you. They're all gonna participate, and you are going to be part of the action. You're gonna present, you're gonna interact, and I'm gonna bring to you your future, people in your fields for you to keep talking about ideas and how to improve in your careers. That's gonna be the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of September. We already have the date. Write it down, okay? Probably gonna be after hours, after work, but we'll have an opportunity to celebrate, and this is gonna be our 4th year. And then later on, please sign up to the Workplace site. So Workplace is Facebook, but for business, okay? And we have a Workplace community. Unfortunately, we don't have a group with everybody, right? We only have groups by industry or locally, right? So the only way to interact with mentors is in the Workplace, right? That's the only place where everybody is together. Make sure you put a nice profile picture, and obviously write a lot about yourself, because people are going to be looking at your profile, right? But that's a way to interact as well. So again, I'll see most of you on Thursday. And then any last questions? Did everybody see the chat here? If you put your LinkedIn here, I'll leave it open so that you guys can copy all the LinkedIns for each other, right? And again, start connecting, start having fun. Hold on, let me see before I leave. Did I get everybody? And I saw Esther did a wonderful job transferring from her office to her car. Awesome.
Yes, driving home.
Thank you for sticking with us. By the way, the Broward team, I hope to see you guys very soon, either in Weston or in Miramar or somewhere in between, because I know you guys are either in Miramar or in Weston. So probably Pembroke Pines, and we'll have Tara host a party with Christian. So you guys are like in the middle, no? How about that place when you get off the I-75 on Pines Boulevard? What's the name of that?
Shop
Cool
September
place.
Gardens.
Yeah. There's a Starbucks and there's a wings place. I'm already salivating, but when we're COVID free, we'll go celebrate over there.
Lots of shops over there.
Dale. Okay, guys. Well, by the way, this recording is going to be on our YouTube channel, and I'll share the link with you probably at the workplace site, so that'll force you to register to our workplace. So again, workplace.apprenticeworldwide.com, or the other way around works as well. You know, apprenticeworldwide.workplace.com. Both ways work, okay? And if you don't have access, just send me a text with your email and I will send you the access. I hope that works. Okay, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Hernan.
Bye. Thank you, Hernan.
Thank you.
Bye.
God bless.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye, Hernan. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.